SPY was 570. It's at 588. Here's the one that gets you. Tesla on election day, as bad as it fell today, 8%. Tesla on election day was at 247. Palantir, one I've been trying to get onto if it'd get above 77, almost did it today, 47.86. And DJT was at 27.52. So these stocks that have led the rally are still in pretty decent shape. Did everybody get those numbers I just called out? Those are very important numbers going into tomorrow. Yeah, Jonathan typed it in there. Very powerful numbers. So now the numbers that you got to look at tomorrow. Not the highs, but the lows today. Today, 5907 was a low. 5907 for the E-mini futures. 21,200 was a low today on the NASDAQ. 21,200. So you don't want to see that number again tomorrow. The QQQ month low is 510.82. Tesla 348.20. Palantir 66 and DJT 31. Those are the numbers that you don't want to see tomorrow. If you do and you start breaking those, and I've encouraged people to go look at my tape on YouTube talking about the two pass rule. You get passes past that, you're going to see lower. So what you got to plan on is the market's going to try to put it like Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. It's like Humpty Dumpty can be put back together if you start adding points back in here. So anyway, I did some work after the close today. I always do when I see what I saw today. And I'm prepared for tomorrow. And I'm going to figure out how to make some money tomorrow, whether we go up or go down. And it's all based on the numbers. You got to keep the emotions behind it. Okay? And the low for SPY is 5. Let me find it. 585.89. 585.89. Anyway, that's the lows. And now we got to see how we stack up. The first thing we'll look at is where we open tonight. We open tonight at 50.49. Current price for the E-mini is 59.55. We opened 59.50 or 49. Now it's 59.55. We open on the NASDAQ at 214.99. And we're currently about 215.41. So the E-mini NASDAQ futures are positive right now. The Dow opened at 42.046. By the way, the Dow set a record today with 10 straight down days. Opened the night at 42.406. The Dow right now, let me check it real quick. It's Dow futures, 42.453, where it is. Well, let me make sure I read that right. Dow mark. Yeah, 42.463 is the Dow. Crude oil opened at 69.47. Crude did. Crude right now is 69.61. Not much there on crude. Gold open at 25.99. Gold right now. Talking about gold. It's 26.13. So they're buying a little bit of gold tonight. So you got a little fear coming into the market there. But anyway, these numbers will help guide you tomorrow. And one of the best ways to know and have my help will be in my TNT. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But anyway, for those that don't know, okay? Got to get through Asia tonight, Sylvan. You got to get through Asia, and then we'll go to bed. We'll wake up in the morning. We'll start the action. That's the way I'm sort of looking at it. Hands off the mouse, going to try to observe everything. Okay? No, I would not, David. I would not. All right. So why don't we get into the presentation? Anybody got any other questions they want me to answer before I get into the presentation? Now's the time to ask it. I'll do it up front and I'll do it at the end too. Yeah, crude is still weak. And well, Jason says, let me read what he says. You're thinking we could have a bounce, Jason. I'm not thinking we could have a bounce. We're having a bounce right now. If you look at the low today and look at where we're currently trading, we got a market that's up from there. Okay. Let's get into the presentation. I'm sure y'all have some more questions. We'll get going. Hey, Wendy, hang loose. Risk involved in trading, you saw it today. A lot of that risk we talk about, past performance is not indicative of future results. I felt real good talking to Jonathan today. I had I'd taken some profits early this morning, and I had in my programs, and I had very few open positions. Had a few, never get totally out, but I had very few open positions, and most of those were spread. Speaking of that, there's three things you do anytime the ATR is exceeded and it's breaking one way or the other. If you're long, first you got to consider getting out of your leverage stuff like options and that kind of stuff. That's the first consideration. The second consideration, if you don't want to get out for whatever reason, sell the next strike up. Does everybody know what I mean by that? Say if you're long a call option and the market starts breaking its ATR for the day, showing it's something out of the ordinary, always sell that next strike up. That'll minimize some of the decline that may or may not happen. And you always reconstruct it if you're wrong. Okay. Now you get all that done and it continues to sell off, you can get on the short side of a long market like a lot of people did today. I got a lot of positive notes from people after they stabilized their equity, meaning they had it hedged or got out, they took advantage of that sell-off into the close. And that was clearly by following the reference bars. You had to be short if you did anything. Okay. So I'm a former Air Force officer, active trader since the 70s, former member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Have three books, Winning the Day Trading Game, The Markets Never Sleep, and Trade to Win. And I worked with students my whole career as a teacher and educator. My favorite part is getting to know you and working with you to try to solve what maybe is a is an issue called the stock market. We're always working on it. We never get it right, never get it perfect, but we're always in the game. Now, let's look at some notable stock moves today. Tesla was down 8.28% today, but it's still up for the month. That's incredible. I mean, you're halfway through the month and this thing absorbed an 8% loss. I'm looking to get long Tesla once I feel like the other environment, the stock environment settles down. The QQQ was down 3.61%. If I get long, I'll be buying NASDAQ related stocks. The SPY was down 2.98%. VIX was up 20% today. I want to see it retract from that fear and fear come out of it. Crude was a nothing market, only down 2%. Russell small caps were down 4.5%. Gold was down in the noise zone, 2%. Bonds were down. This is pretty interesting. They cut rates and bonds hit a new low today. They were down 1.26%. They're down for the year. Go figure that one. Bitcoin finally had a little air out of its cell, 5.72% today. Berkshire was down about 2. Apple held up really relatively well compared to other stocks. And Palantir was down about 3.87%. Now, what we did, we took some of the stocks we've been talking about, trading and everything, and looked at those in particular. There's bigger story there, and you spread it out by checking for yourself. But the market had an unusual day, an unusual down day today. It wasn't a normal down day, it was unusual. Any questions about that? Let's keep going here. We're gonna have some fun, okay? My recommendation, write down today's low on anything you're interested. And if it has a second pass tomorrow, don't challenge it. It means it's going lower. It's that simple. That's why I gave you the low numbers, and that's why I gave it to you. So those low numbers, if you break those, then you probably got a further continuation of the downtrend. Everybody understand what I'm saying? If you see this market or a ticker that you're in, that you're wanting to go higher on a bounce or whatever, and it breaks today's low, they're going a lot lower. Make sure you understand that. Okay? Time to step aside, or at least hedge it. Now, this is my YouTube channel. We got the 2-pass rules there. I'd encourage you to watch it when I finish tonight. This 2-pass rule is probably the simplest technique, whether you're trading long term or short term. Once you have a key mark in the market, like we did today on the Fed news, and that second pass, either it breaks like it did today, be a windfall to you. You don't have to guess about it coming up if it breaks the second pass. Or if it would have held that low, then you would saw this market recover. Everybody understand how that works. Watch that YouTube. I think it's pretty good video we put together, and pretty good stuff, don't you think? To help you. The second pass, I gave you the lows, Nathan. Look back through the transcript. You'll see the lows of the key tickers. If you take those lows out, you're going to go lower. That's that simple. I can't make it any more simple than that. Any ticker you're interested in, find the lows. If you take that out, you're going to see additional lows. If it bounces, it will hold those lows. I will post in TNT tomorrow. Does everybody know what TNT is? That's my T-Buzz talking trade. I will post in TNT tomorrow. The numbers, I gave you the numbers. Right tonight, I can give you the numbers on whether the market's going to go lower tomorrow. That's the low of the day. Everybody know, write that down. Somebody, Jonathan, type that in there. The lows of the day, if they're taken out on the second pass, I would expect to see lower prices. Write that down. The key part is in the morning. Before most people get up, I will post numbers that will tell you a bounce is in process. And I'll post those numbers in my TNT, like I always do. Okay? There's the numbers. I'd take a picture of this slide here. It's a very key slide. I've got it right here. I asked Jonathan to put it together for me. It's what I'll be using as guideline. Okay? TNT. We'll talk about it in a second, Nathan. All right, Seven Sisters update. You can see that the S&P now is 3% behind the NASDAQ. It's up 26, we're up 23. But this is really remarkable. Look at bonds down 7% this year. Now think about this. If you're in bonds, let's just talk about one sector of the market that's getting killed. That's the bond market, the fixed income market. Maybe you get an interest rate of 4%, you got an inflation rate, and then the actual bond itself is down 7%. You're a double-digit loss if you're invested in long-term bonds. That's a recipe for a disaster in the future. That's got to change pretty quick. Everybody understand what I'm saying? 3 points here. Number one, interest rates, maybe 4 or 5% on those long bonds. Number two, they're down 7% already this year. Number three, you've got inflation tied in. You've got a bond that it's costing you money having your money locked up. If you could, I'd probably take a tax loss on bonds here in the last couple of weeks. And that's just me telling you what I would do if I was locked up beyond 3, 6, or 9 months. That's terrible in the fixed income market right there. That's not good. Well, I wanted to point that out because bonds are in terrible shape. The fixed income market is not doing well. Be interesting when you look at it that way. My 10 tickers had Tesla up at 488 before the sun went down, and it fell down. Pretty interesting. Palantir didn't trigger. QQQ was at 537 before it went down. SPY never triggered. XLE did go lower. XLE is at 84. Look at that trade on that short. Everybody see that? Oil, pretty good. 5 steps to success. Listen up. Number one, I have a Telegram channel called T-Buzz Talking Trade. The thing I like about this, I can post things like you heard tonight in real time during real news and all that. I can reach directly to you if I see something like I saw today. In the morning, I lay out a game plan. How valuable will it be tomorrow before the sun comes up to have the highs, if this market's a bounce market, where you can judge? For example, let me explain what I'm saying. Tesla. I will give a number in the morning. If it goes above, that means Tesla is not in danger of taking out its low. In fact, it's in danger of reversing. How valuable would that be tomorrow to have that maybe for an option play or the QQQ? I will be posting that in the morning before the day market post on Tesla, QQQ, SPY, IWM. These are the kind of things that you're going to have in my TNT in the morning. That's so valuable. I gave you the low, but now you got to have the other side of the coin. Everybody understand what I'm saying? I'm going to frame this market in the morning before the sun comes up for anybody that wants to know if it's a bounce or further noise. We'll do it in the morning. My comments reflect the current sentiment of that day's market like I do every day in here. People tell me it's one of the most valuable things I do is having that script for them to look at in the morning. The 5 stocks, I have my 5 magic stocks where I'll be looking, whether it's long or short. I will have that answer in the morning, no later than probably 7 o'clock Eastern time, probably closer to 6. The pivot number I'll give you tomorrow for those 5 triggers should make you money. That'd be the high probability numbers you'll have. People swear by it. Today, Tesla is one of the pivot numbers at 475. It climbed above 475. The price at noon was 477.50, went up to 488. What a trade that was. Several trades on Tesla across many programs, and now look for more opportunities on the next swings higher for the stock. I got to determine where that number lies out there. I'll know it in the morning. There's a Tesla trade we made today, being long in an up in this market today. That's quite a feat of trading right there, isn't it, folks? Pat yourself on the back if you took that trade. Each week, I try to focus on at least one trade, strictly on income, and I always try to pick up a trade that with TNT we can do. QQQ 16% last week, 14%. That's 30 and another 13 on the QQQ credit spread, credit put spread. Pretty good stuff. Now, here's something really important for people that like to play. Who likes to play long-term options? Like, for example, let's say you had a stock that was going to climb over the next 45, 60 days. Do you think that would be pretty valuable to have that? Well, after the eighth day each month, I put out a blueprint for those type stocks. There's 5 of them, okay, that I will pick each month. And we'll put that out, I think Friday afternoon is what our plans are right now. Friday afternoon, people will have the option blueprint. I had one student been with me about 15 years. He thinks it's the best thing I ever did. That's just the way he trades. So, he goes out and does this and makes some pretty nice gains. Pretty nice. Simple, straightforward. Berkshire, I said go long at 444. Berkshire actually hit this month, okay, 491 before it started falling. I thought that was a pretty good call. I'd like to make another one this Friday. We'll see. XLK was one I got long. It went way up. XLK did. In fact, it's still at 233 after the decline today. Good long-term play. Berkshire just kept hitting it right and left. Simple options to take advantage of this long-term ad. That's what it looks like. It will be released on Friday. People love it. It's nothing you got to rush to, but it's a bonus being in my TNT program. The model portfolio. I run a model portfolio, and here's the current stocks I'm still long. Even after today, look at this. Microsoft, where I got long, where it's at. Berkshire, the stock, where I got long. American Express, where I got long. That stock's done extraordinarily well this year. American Express has 3 stocks in my model portfolio this year. We've taken some profits and some others, but this is our portfolio going into the final 2 weeks of the year. What do you think of that? That's pretty good bonus, isn't it? To get a model portfolio. We're about to start another year, kick it off next year. Get involved if you want to. Now, the last time I talked about TNT, I did something really special, and it was a big success. I decided to do it one more time tonight to bring new people on if they want to. This one-time offer to join the program. Before I get there, there's a few more slides. Talk about the value in TNT. What is TNT? Well, it's a channel that I've dedicated, that I control, that I will post in there during the day, opportunities that are created out of the current action in the market. That sort of defines what everybody wants to know tomorrow, isn't it? Live trading every day in there with the opportunities. Pre-market, I give you the pre-market take, the cash market, and the night market in TNT. Model portfolios currently run. Like I said, we're wrapping up this year. The DTI techniques are applied to these stocks, and I teach you over the course of a year what to do with the model portfolio. Long-term plan. That's what a trade ticket looks like in TNT. That was dated December the 17th. It's where we bought a call on Tesla and where we sold it. Pretty good stuff. We did that one this week. The option blueprint will come out Friday. Here's some of the comments and audio updates I do throughout the day when action warrants it, where I'll come on there and go, hey, I really like the way the NASDAQ is acting compared to the S&P. Look at this stock. Buyers are stepping in midday, afternoon, audio updates. Not long, but they're there. The Magic 5 tickers kicks off the morning. When we have news in the morning, y'all seen news, I'll come out and make some comments. And how to tell you, this was an earnings play we did on Target. That was a heck of a trade we made on Target there. Paid for the year for some people. I always post proprietary insight because there's things I think of when I see it in the market, and I'll say proprietary insight. For example, don't trade options in the first 10 minutes of the opening cash market. Anybody ever heard that one? The reason that is that way is because you've got to take all those orders that were put in before the market opened, and the traders had to go through those orders to get a true market. I don't know if you knew that or not, but that's the way it's set up. So about 8 to 10 minutes it takes to go through that. Here's another one. An option that goes from the $2 and maybe 90 cents to over $3 is a better option because at $3, you get better kicks on your money. I don't know if you knew that one. That's another proprietary insight. Do you have to be there every day? No, not for the low price that we charge for this. You can be there when you want to be there. You can read it at night if you work. It's a great way to stay in tune with what happens in the market. Yes, I'm always teaching options on a daily, weekly, monthly basis in here in the T&T program. If you work, is there any value? I think there's a lot of value if you work because you're out of pocket in that. At the end of the day, you go through and look at our daily transcript in this place, you'll know when you should have went left or right during the day and what was hot and what wasn't. What kind of success do you have in T&T? Well, here's where I'm going to ask the students in T&T to type in what they think and ask Jonathan to copy and paste, see what they tell you. What kind of success do we have at T&T? I've had students tell me at these small classes there's no better way to stay in tune with the market. Pretty cool, isn't it? Eric loves the pivot numbers for the Magic 5. Yep, pretty neat stuff. Tom, I joined T&T. I took you up on your idea of $200 a month. It was well worth it after the first month. I joined for a lifetime. Oh, wait. Unbelievable, says Dave. Best bang you'll ever spend. From Sam, I've understood your lingo working with you on a daily basis. Rochelle says, Kelly, put me back in. I forgot I was out. Put me back in. Help. We had a lot of success. That's the track record in T&T. A lot of trading, 139. This is this year, 139 winners, 45 losers, 2 at break even, 75% accuracy. It translates into over $11,594 That's 11 to 1, 100% returns over and over again. Turn a $10,000 account with 11,000. That's 100% gain. Don't you think that's pretty good? I think that's real good. That almost says it all right there. That almost says it all. Pretty nice. Morning updates are invaluable and priceless. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. Napoleon Hill said, and this is why you can't procrastinate tonight, because this offer really, I thought 3 times whether I was going to do it or not. I decided, hey, it's right here at the end of the year. Let's get some new members, and some of those existing members can save a little money with this offer. Do you have to pay? Of course you got to pay. If it doesn't work for you, you can drop out and get a prorated refund. It's made it easy for you. We do it through our own private channel, Talk and Trade Telegram channel. You need to get joined tonight, though, because in the morning I'm going to be going and I'll stay up another hour and try to have you admitted to the channel. So don't procrastinate if you join. So it's your turn. Who's going to be next? We have a market scoreboard, a pre-market watch list, a bonus live stream. We have, oh, by the way, we have training throughout the year. I do alternate asset plays in here, income and bonus trade, option blueprint. We cover, I don't think anybody in TNT for over 2 months. I don't think anybody that's been in TNT for 2 months has paid for a dime of it if they took the trades. Barry says, do save any regrets and go straight to VIP. Let's cover all the months together. Here's your options. Option 1, you can pay me $200 a month. It's auto renew. That's the easiest way. The second way, this is the bonus way. The one I only offered one other time this year. I'm offering it tonight. $479 for 4 months. That'd be all the way January through April. We'll give you the rest of December. So you get even a bigger bonus. If you want to go direct to lifetime, it's option number 3. Those are the 3 options to enter. Go to dtitrader.com/TNT. Take your spot. If you got any questions, call Kelly Barber or Jeffrey Andraka at 904-416-1776. Michelle said it's incredible. I agree with Michelle. I'm clear, I'm simple, and straight. What a day to join. Go to dtitrader.com/TNT. There's the spot. Folks, there it is. That's the program of the year. It gets the trophy for staying in touch with students, getting to know you. I got one guy, he said, Tom, I love the morning update for everybody else to sleep. By the way, I do get up pretty early. You might have figured that by now. So y'all have a good night. I'll answer any questions, but I laid it out there and you got the offer. You want me to go back to the offer where you choose option 1 or 2 or 3? Let me do that. There it is. Option 1, 2, or 3. There it is. Adam, I like the way you did that. That laid it out very nice for anybody. Barry says, do not regret. Take the lifetime while it's offered. All right. Next thing to look forward to is in the morning. I'll give you the bounce price. What I mean by that is how high these tickers have to go to be a real rally. I'll give that to you tomorrow morning. I told you what happens if it's not a rally. You can go figure that one out if it breaks that low. Wow. Hope I answered everybody's questions. Let's make some money tomorrow. Let's make some money. That sounds like our plan of the day. Let's do it together. All right, I'll see everybody on the flip side.